Millions of people are now experiencing buyer's remorse. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. Folks, we have a massive issue going on right now with the U.S. housing market. We have a massive issue going on with the U.S. economy. It is all unraveling right in front of our eyes. My goodness, this is hard stuff to talk about, right? I continue to try to come, and you guys are great, by the way. Let me just take a quick moment to congratulate everybody and let you know you're awesome. I absolutely appreciate and respect every single one of you. This has not been easy, but we knew there was no way that this one could sustain itself. The government created a two-headed monster, runaway inflation with rising interest rates, and they don't know how to put it back in the cage. This is a runaway train. It's come off the rails, and it's not coming back to the station. That's hard stuff. How are we supposed to rebound from this, federal government? My goodness. Well, the number one thing is always, like I say, get out of the problem and in the solution. And the first step of getting past a problem, admit there's a problem. We have a massive problem. And gosh, it hurts me to say that because I love real estate. I love being a real estate professional. I had big goals when I got into real estate. I couldn't wait to do it. I still love it. Every day is a new challenge, but my gosh, everything is pointing towards a downturn, my friends. For me, now personally, that's just my personal opinion. And I know many of you now are seeing that as well. So the reality is like we said, folks, what we're seeing now is a lot of people starting to regret their recent purchases in the height of this real estate bubble. It's no fault of theirs. If that's you, it's no fault of yours. It was just what was created to stimulate an economy, an overstimulated economy, herd mentality. The psychology of people and the psychology of sales took over on this one. Greed crept into these markets. And a lot of us, it might not even have been purely greed motivated. It was the thing to do. It was herd mentality. And like I said before, even as somebody who suffered the effects of the last downturn, bought in the bubble of the last one of my properties, my primary home, the home that I thought would make me happy, when I ignored my own advice of foregoing my own home and stack up rental properties and live in a shoebox if I have to do that. Whew, boy, I'm here. I went through that mistake so you don't have to. My goodness, friends. So the reality is, like I said, friends, what we're seeing now is a lot of buyer's remorse creeping. I've talked to you, I've read your comments, I've gotten your emails, I've taken calls, I've lived through it myself. You know, it's acceptance. Like I always say, the answer to all our problems is always acceptance. And as soon as you can accept it, you know, the sooner you can move forward from it. So we're a little ways from acceptance because now we're going to enter in the emotional roller coaster, the psychology of sales that ends up, sometimes you're going to either have buyer's remorse or seller's remorse. And we're going to see probably both. And one of the things I'm already seeing are people like, hey, I just bought, I locked in that low interest rate, but I bought at the height and now I'm running on fumes. I'm having a hard time, you know, my cash reserves are slowly being depleted and I'm starting to get a little nervous. I have buyer's remorse is basically what they're saying. And, you know, I get it because when I bought in the height of the last bubble, that home that I wish I hadn't, I mean, I shouldn't say I wish I hadn't done it because I've learned so much. I don't regret doing that, but I just don't want to do it again. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So I just knew I couldn't do that again. I was going to sit this one out, let it play out, and see where the dust settled. And that's what we're moving towards, and we'll get there. And it's going to be exciting times as we get into that because I know I'm going to help many of you get into some properties. And like I said, I don't warn everybody not to buy right now, but I just warn a lot of people, don't spend all your money at the height of a real estate bubble where one hiccup in the economy or your income could throw you into a tailspin. I've been preaching that since before inflation, and now you understand why I've been preaching that. So the realities are, is as we see people are going to start suffering from basically buyer's remorse. They're going to be like, gosh, maybe I shouldn't have bought. But then people come alongside them and say things like, this is what I heard. Oh, don't worry. Real estate always comes back. And it's true. I mean, if you just bought, you know, if and when, you know, that's not if anymore. It's when the downturn actually comes and you go upside down, it just becomes like, how far upside down did it go? How many years would it take it to recover and get back to where you paid for it? And if we go off the last bubble, I mean, it took almost 10 years for us to climb out of that one. And economists and predictors are predicting this one, in fact, is going to be worse than the last one because it grew bigger, faster, and got away from us in the manner that it did. And I know a lot of us talk about, well, the last bubble was the loose lending that caused it, and today's loans out there are much stronger than those. And while there's, sure, that's definitely something that you can hang your hat on. For me personally, it doesn't matter what puts you into a bubble. The facts are you're in one. So really that's staying in the problem and not getting out of the problem and in the solution. If you're hanging your hat on this bubble, every bubble had something else produce it. This is just ours. So, you know, the reality is you have to understand that. And we're also going to see a lot of seller's remorse, right? Even me personally, I always say, I'll take a hit. I'll take a hit. I have properties, but it's all investment properties and it's all partnered properties. So, you know, those are properties that have allowed me the financial freedom I have today. So why would I just take the money and run? Have I thought about selling at the height and seeing how much I could walk away with and maybe go get everything out and sit on the sidelines? Of course I've thought about that. But because I've insulated myself well enough to the point where I feel like I can handle a downturn and hang on to the real estate that was bought way pre-bubble, you know, it would have to take gnarly hit for it to fall out. And the reality is it's affordable rental property, and affordable rental properties will always be in demand in any economy or market. So that's, again, you know, out of the problem in solution. What I'm hoping that you'll understand is eventually, you know, what if and when you're ready to buy real estate. I've always said this, you know, if you buy a house, make sure a rental can be placed on the property, whether it's a garage conversion that you live in and rent out the main house and just cash flow hard every month and live for free and go travel and enjoy the world, or just rent out the garage to supplement your income a little bit. Either one, I mean, that's just the bottom line. Affordable rentals are always going to be in demand, and moving forward, that's probably where I'm going to be looking, is where I can get affordable rental properties to have and hold. Now, maybe I just want to wait and get my dream home and go buy pennies on the dollar somewhere and ride off into the sunset. I'll have to keep you posted on that one, but this is less about me and more about you understanding the markets that we're going to enter right now. We're going to see a lot of buyer's remorse. I think it was about 10 million people bought at the height of this real estate bubble, went above and beyond appraised values. I can guarantee you probably a high percentage of those people right now are having conversations around the dinner table like, do you think we're in trouble? Do you think we should worry? Do you think the economy is going to crash? Unfortunately, most people won't have that conversation until it's too late. And like I said before, you can get through this if you just bought. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. Many of you will learn very important lessons that you won't regret, but you certainly won't want to go through it again. And it's not going to make it a whole lot easier as you go through that. And final thoughts today, friends. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see not only win in real estate, win in life, understanding that buying in the height of the biggest real estate bubble ever produced artificially in world history might not bring that. Buying outside the bubble quite possibly will. Getting ahead of the problem, getting forward thinking, critical thinking, understanding the waters that you're swimming in, the storms that are the perfect storm that's out there right now to deliver a knockout blow to not only the real estate market, but all the markets. And the reality is everything hinges on the real estate market. If we lose the real estate market, we will lose everything. That's happened before, it'll happen again. It now just becomes of when. You have to understand and acknowledge that there's probably a pretty high likelihood of what we just went through. A crisis has probably got a pretty good, that's probably our number one threat of bringing it, right? So what we need to do is, of course, brace for it, protect yourself with whatever preparations speak to you to prepare yourself, because this will come down to psychological warfare as well as economic warfare. Only the strong will survive. Iron sharpens iron. Stay centered and surrounded around the people that are giving it to you and giving it to you straight. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to other channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in America, there's an email for you as well. I will personally help you with those needs. Also, take a look at our offers from WEBULL, where you can get free stocks. EKSTER wallets, Forbes calls the most successful wallet in the world, and Realthy for real estate professionals, helping you win in real estate. All good offers. Strongly urge you to take a look at all three of those. As always, thank you for your time today. Please go make it count. I'll see you on the next video.